Hey guys, what is up? This is the Half-Life 3 follower coming at you with my very first episode. Now, there is not any really, truly 100% official news of Half-Life 3 coming out anytime soon. But this video is going to be made to be part of my series of videos talking about what I predict will be in Half-Life 3. Number one, I don't think it's going to be an episode. I think it's going to be an actual full game itself. But when real, truly official news starts coming, it will be on this channel. So, this episode today is going to be talking about the Gman. Now, the Gman is arguably the most controversial character in video game history, in my opinion. He's extremely difficult to understand, but I think I've come up with a true theory. Well, a true good theory on Gman. So, this is my theory. So, to kick it off, I'm going to be saying that I believe that G-Man is Gordon Freeman from the future. Now here's how we can explain that. First off, G-Man's face looks very similar to an older Gordon Freeman. So all you would really have to do is look at Gordon Freeman and picture what he would have to be older. And it gives you a kind of G-Man look. Now, we're going to start talking about the storyline and how G-Man fits into it. And this will, of course, also throughout the video, you will understand more of how I believe G-Man is Gordon Freeman. So, if we go back to Half-Life 2 Episode 2, we have, in this video, in this little clip you're about to see, you're going to see how Eli reacts to the Borealis and what he says.
Dad, are you okay?
Not again. No, I can't let it happen again. Not another Black Mesa.
Alright, so as you can see from that scene right there, that to me was a very dead giveaway of a very important Black Mesa 2, because as you heard when Eli was saying, not again, not another Black Mesa, a G-Man appeared on the television. So this leads to the next theory. I also believe that G-Man is an employee of Black Mesa 2, because I believe that the human race wins the Combine War, and they use technology from the Borealis and a little bit of Combine technology to form Black Mesa 2. And I think that the employers of G-Man, which he refers to throughout Half-Life 1 and in the ending of Half-Life 2, I think that they could be Dr. Isaac Kleiner, Judith Mossman, and Dr. Magnuson. Because those are the only characters that we still know are alive. I would have said Eli Vance, but he died, and he also wanted the Borealis to be destroyed. Now, when it comes to the Borealis, I think that the Borealis may have very important technology on it, such as extremely powerful technology, because Eli Vance said that it could result as another Black Mesa. So it has to have some very important technology. Now, the Borealis is property of Aperture Science, which, at the time, what we know, is primarily focusing on portal technology. So, of course, there is some type of portal technology on the Borealis, but I think there's something much greater. Now, before you go leaving and disliking after what I'm about to say, just listen through the whole thing. I believe that the Borealis may have the secret to time travel and vortex manipulation. And what that means is that if you used or perfected the technology on the Borealis, you would be able to literally pause time and manipulate the forces of matter and teleport throughout time and space. So I think that Black Mesa 2 now has this technology, will have this technology thanks to the Borealis, and that G-Man is being sent back in time to ensure the events that he faced as Gordon Freeman happens again, such as delivering the crystal to Black Mesa to ensure the Resonance Cascade. And that could be what G-Man's suitcase is, because he is always seen with his suitcase. So his suitcase could be a vortex manipulator, which would allow him to do everything I just mentioned. But then again, this also raises the question of the ending of the original Half-Life, where if you do not choose to work for G-Man, he kills you. Now, if Aperture Science was somehow working on time travel technology, then surely with the events and the technology that Black Mesa 2 has combined with Combine, certainly they can figure out some way to sustain that paradox. Now, of course, I already stated how I believe the reasons for G-Man traveling back through time is to ensure all the events that he faced as Gordon Freeman happen again. And this also raises the question, what about all the other Half-Life add-on game endings, such as Opposing Forces? I believe that G-Man is acting on the accounts of other survivors from Black Mesa, and he is just stating how there are people that, if they survive, would be a danger, so he's going ahead and sustaining them, such as himself. Now, when it comes to the reasons of G-Man just walking around in City 17, I think he's just keeping an eye on Gordon Freeman, or himself from the past, to make sure nothing bad happens now that they have time travel technology. Now, when it comes to Eli and the Vortigaunts, I believe that Eli knew a lot about G-Man, and possibly was getting on to that he was Gordon. I think that Eli just knew some extremely, extremely important information, as I will state in this video.
Oh, there you are.
The more I think about that warning from our friend, the more I'm convinced it has to do with Borealis. Don't be deceived. That ship must never be used. You have got to destroy it, whatever the cost.
Where are you two? You're gonna miss it.
Be right there, Alex. Gordon, thanks for everything you've done. For Alex, for all of us. I couldn't be prouder if you were my own son. Now, when you get back, we've got a lot to talk about.
Come on!
Gordon, Alex!
Dear God, this has to work.
We've activated the resonator! This is it!
Oh!
My goodness!
Yes! Yes! You did it! You did it, Gordon!
We sure as hell did, and not a moment too soon.
I'll bet the Combine aren't too happy right now.
You got that right, sweetheart, but we've got plenty to celebrate. I wish you didn't have to head off so soon. If only it weren't so critical.
It's okay, Dad. We'll find Judith and bring her back. Dog? Hey, where are you? What a nut. Don't go too far. Well, there she is. Gassed up and ready to go.
Remember to keep in constant contact. We have no idea what to expect.
Don't worry, Dad. We'll be all right.
I just wish all this didn't have to fall on you, Alex. Your mother would be so proud.
Dad. Come on, Gordon. The chopper's waiting for us.
Are you sure you have everything you need?
I think so. Dr. Kleiner gave us the Borealis coordinates. We'll keep the hailing frequency open on the chopper radio in case Judith tries to reach us again.
Good idea. She could well make another attempt.
Oh no. Dad! Gordon! Help! Dad!
Alex!
Dad! Oh! Get away!
Listen to me. Destroy that ship! Whatever it takes!
on you, Dad!
Don't look!
No! Oh my God! No! No! Gordon! Dad! Oh God! Dad! Dad! Dad, please! Dad! Oh my God! No! No! Oh my God! Dad! No! Don't leave me!
So as you saw right there, Eli was stating how they had a lot to talk about, and of course Eli died. Now I think that G-Man killed Eli. That way Eli could not ruin any of the secrets, or ruin the timeline. And when it comes to the Vortigaunts, trying to keep G-Man away, I think that they are also on to G-Man, and I think the Vortigaunts know everything about G-Man, but they are trying to keep G-Man away from Gordon as much as possible. Now, this scene that I'm about to show you is from the mod at Black Mesa, but it is based off the original scene in the original Half-Life game, but I didn't want to have to search too long to find it, so here's.
Dr. Kane reports superconducting outer change is activated.
Now that scene raised a bunch of suspicion in the original Half-Life amongst the G-Man theories. Now here's what I believe. I believe that that other scientist is a time agent sent from Black Mesa 2. And when I say time agent, I mean more of a test subject, to ensure that when G-Man goes back in time, it would be perfect and it would not mess him up in any way. I believe that that agent or test subject was sent back to Black Mesa to ensure that preparations are made. And I think that when G-Man and that scientist are talking, they're talking about the events and what's going to take place and how they're going to get out of there and what's going to happen from then on. And then, as you also saw, the scientist and G-Man noticed you and the scientist closed the blinds. But there you go. And I also believe that in Half-Life 2, Episode 3, or Half-Life 3, you are going to be given a choice at the very ending to either destroy the Borealis or follow G-Man's path and save the Borealis and use it against the Combine, creating Black Mesa 3. So there you have it. Those are my G-Man theories. I'm sure I left a few things that I originally planned out of it, so ask questions in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them as long as it concerns G-Man. And serious questions. I'll also answer other questions as long as they have to do with Half-Life 3 or very important matters that I would think that I would need to reply to. So, comment, rate, and subscribe. More videos on the way. Continuous predictions about other storylines. But this has been Half-Life 3. But this has been the Half-Life 3 follower signing out.